Yeah, now I want you to have your pen and your paper, and we do these simple calculations for you. Where we are, this is a grass called alfalfa. Those people who doesn't know what alfalfa means, I would like you to Google about it. It's a very, very good and important grass in the farmers' fraternity. Like mostly, an important grass because it does more of hay, it does more of silage. No. But basically, the best would be hay. For example, I will again refer you to the video that I made about the feeds or about the costs of the meal of an animal and how much are you putting in. I told you many times this is a business. It's a business and it's completely business. Don't just say it's a business. Sorry, don't just say this is an option. I was giving you an example that we have different systems of farming, and basically some of them is zero grazing and another one is called free range. But if you're doing zero grazing, you're using a small piece of land to have bigger number of animals, but you're investing more in the pastures. Then if you're doing free range, you invest more in the land and you let the nature take on, because like an animal goes on free range and feeds for itself. You get it? But now I want to talk about how much do you need this grass. By the way, if you have this kind of grass, it's a complete meal, because mostly we are looking at the muscles, and these are all muscles, like the way I told you, the muscles that can be converted into dollars. So basically this grass called alfalfa, I would like you to know what could be the possible cost of putting up an acre. First and foremost, the land to put alfalfa is supposed to be plowed for a first and second plow, because we really need a refined bare land. You get it? And the costs of maybe doing the first plowing, it will cost you around 150, because now I want to be brief and I would like you to see how much can we get a kilo of alfalfa in my country here, because some of our colleagues in different countries, they really spend a lot of money on bringing up a kilo of alfalfa. First and foremost, let's start with the plowing. Plowing will cost you 150,000, the first plow, but of course you will need to do another plow, which is called the second plow. It will also be costing you 150,000. You get? So those are 300,000. So if you spend 300,000, you have also to add on the cost of a kilo, because in an acre you need around 2 kilos, and each kilo is 180,000. So those are 2 kilos. So far that is 660. But also you also have to spend more money on those people that are really doing what they call planting. Also add them on the bill. You get? So planting, it will require maybe like 100,000 to plow. Sorry, those people who are using dollars, our dollar rate is 6,670. That's the conversion. If you really need to know how much am I talking about in dollars. So you also add on the planting, which is 100,000, and also add on the cost of weeding, which is also 150,000, and also add on the costs of harvesting, which is 100,000. So like cutting, wilting, and baling. So that will also cost 100,000. Just add on 100,000. So basically, we are investing 1 million for a first time. So an acre of alfalfa at the beginning, you need 1 million. So a single harvest of an acre, it will give you around 100 bales if your land is really very, very nice. So if we get 100 bales, 100 bales times, because each bale is around 18 kilos. So if it's 18, that is 1 ton, 800 kilos just within an acre. So if you do this 1 million divided by the expected output, you can get more than that, but let's calculate the lowest. So this divided by 1 million, the one we used in the investment, divide by the kilos that we've gotten, which is 1,800. 1,800. So the first harvest of alfalfa is bringing up a kilo, coming up to 561 Ugandan shillings. I told you $1 is 3,670. You can divide and find out how much dollars do you need in that. So basically, that is the first harvest. But remember, the second harvest, you don't have plowing, you don't have say first and second plow. We are putting off all that. First and second plow. The only method that we're going to have is weeding. So weeding, we said weeding each acre, let's say 150,000, then plus the harvest, which is going to be 100,000 harvest and building. So that means we are spending 250,000 for the second lot. If and actually the second lot will give us more kilos. Why? Because when you cut one, it sprouts and give you more size, like a bigger size. Because when you cut one stem, it brings 3 or 4. So that means we might double the production, or let's say we are getting 2 tons per an acre. So 250, which is the investment, divided by the 2,000 kilos. So you see how the kilo of alfalfa is coming down to 125 per kilo. So if our goat is eating 125, because a big goat will definitely eat 2 kilos maximum of alfalfa per day. So if it is eating 2 kilos, this time was 2 per day. That means a goat is eating 250,000. And if you're strictly managing your animal, let's say for 6 months on 0 grazing, the animal should have gotten a lot of weight, and it should have eaten 1,500. You get it? So if a goat is eating 250 per day, let's say, sorry, it's supposed to be, if the kilo came out at 125 per kilo of alfalfa, times 2 per day, which is 250 shillings per day, times 30 days, that is 7,500 in a month, times 6, which is 45,000 shillings. So if I spend 45,000 shillings per goat for feeding in 6 months, remember, if a goat is eating on 0 grazing, it's minimal diseases, minimal labor. You get it? So if it's eating, let's say 50,000 in 6 months, what are the vaccines and all other conditions that we are adding up? It will cost like 10,000, because I told you, like, managing an animal for 1 year, it costs me 20,000. So add on the 20,000. So that means if a goat is on 0 grazing, it is eating 45,000, or it's eating 50,000. Or let's say if we are adding in more grasses like sugar grass, Blackeria molato, and Chloris guyana, because now per day it will be eating a quarter. If a goat is eating 2 kilos of alfalfa, it will eat a half of sugar grass, Blackeria molato half, and also Chloris half. So that means if we also calculate that, and for them a kilo comes out at 50 shillings. So that means a goat per day, instead of eating 125, let's say it's eating 200 shillings. Let's say 200, that's 200 shillings, instead of, because it was 125 times 2, that is 250 per day, 250. Then add on those extra costs, and say they're also taking 100. So per day, if a goat is eating 300 shillings. Let's say 300 shillings times 30 days, and that is 9,000 times 6 months. 9 times 6, 9,000. Sorry, 9,000 times 6 months. That is 54. So that's why I said a kilo. A goat in 6 months, it's going to eat 54,000. 54,000. Then plus the cost of these other investments I told you, management and so on, and that will go up to 70. Let's say we are spending 70,000 per goat per year. You get? Sorry, per 6 months, and you are selling it. Let's say you're selling it on free on these people who buy, because that goat will be weighing up to 60 kilos. If a goat is weighing 60 kilos, it's giving you meat of 30 kilos. So even if somebody is buying your kilo at 10,000, that will be around 300,000. Or let's say even if he's giving us 200,000, and he's giving us 200,000, 200,000 minus the 60,000 or 70,000, and we shall have a balance of 120,000. If you have 100 animals, just tell me how much is that. That's around 12 millions within 6 months. And that's a bearable amount of money. I'm trying just to give you the practical experience of what we go through, like the farmers. Let me just wish you the best. Or think about this. I told you a goat will eat 2 kilos of alfalfa, half kilo of chloris, half kilo of sugar grass, half kilo of chloris Guyana, and that will end up the day. Then it will take like maybe 3 to 5 liters of water. So a goat will be eating around, the big one will be eating around 8 kilos maximum, because we've added on water, have added on the feeds. So that is basically what we have to have in our mind. Let me just wish you the best and bye for now.